behind telling a story so people are moved. I don't know of a single person who is an effective teacher who is not also an effective storyteller. Number 3, sensitize to the need through drama. Through drama. Now, the difference between a story and the drama is one of perspective. Let's say this is the story and this is the drama. If I tell the story, I'm over here telling you about this. So both of us are focusing on this thing that happened. Whereas if I'm telling a drama, I all of a sudden get in the drama. I actually step into the story, and I become a player in it. I tell you that dramas are absolutely profound in their power to move an audience, to feel something. People are pulled to drama, aren't they? That's why the movies that have the most poignant dramas are the ones that more people attend. But when you think about a drama, you have to realize that although it looks hard, dramas really are not as difficult as you think they are. I want you to think about dramas in 3 ways, all right? 3 different kinds of drama. The first one is when you actually are the person in the drama, and you jump into it, and you say and you act what the person in the drama would be feeling like. You tell the story from the person's perspective. For instance, let's say that you're talking about the prodigal son coming back. Right? Now, you can tell the story. You can read the story. You can tell the story, or you can step into the story. And you could step into the story and become any set number of different things in the story to tell it to move your audience. You could become the prodigal son. You could step over here and be the father. You could step over here and you could be the tree who watched all this. Or you can go to the pig pen and be the pig who saw this young man. Any direction you tell that story, I guarantee you, your audience is going to be riveted to you telling the story, and they're going to be moved emotionally. Now, let's say that, for instance, you were the tree for a minute. Can you imagine telling the story from the perspective of the tree? These are my branches. Well, I couldn't believe it when I saw the boy leave. I mean, the father loved the boy. And the boy was so foolish, they took all of the money that his father was going to give to him, and he ran off to waste it. You know, every night for months afterwards, the father would come underneath my branches down here and sit in the moonlight and weep for his son. I mean, I grew because of the tears of that boy's father. Now, see what's happening? You're watching a teacher look at this, spread his arms like this, tell you about the tree. Well, that's not hard to do. Can you do this? Yeah, sure you can do that. Well, you can also become the pig. And you could tell the story of seeing this. See, I'm telling you the story. Now, what happens if I become the pig? I couldn't believe it. I mean, one day I saw this well-dressed young man come, and he had money coming out of every single one of his pockets, and he'd be kicking us, and he'd be yelling at us, and then one day he ran out of money. And he decided that the only way he can eat was to feed us. I mean to tell you, we thought it was unbelievable. That wise guy, you know what he began to do? He ran out of food. And all of a sudden, he began to get in our pen, taking my food. Now, that's crazy. It just goes to show you how far you can go to hold an audience by being a part of the drama. Now, the second kind of the drama is when you get involved with somebody in the audience, right on the spot. If you know your class really well, you'll know who can handle it. And if you don't, just before class, practice it with somebody. Don't have a script. Just be real. For instance, let's say you're having a class on the family, and you want to have an argument about money, and you want to build the need in the audience to the fact that, I need to learn what the Bible teaches about how to manage money in marriage. So you get a woman up here who's got some ability to just go at it with you, and you start an argument. I'm here telling you, how come you keep on spending the money? And she yells back at you, and you go at it. I guarantee you, in about 30 seconds' time, that whole audience will be riveted. Nobody will be moving, nobody will be breathing, and everybody will be bored to tears, right? Not going to be bored. And the more you can get into that, the more they're going to be moved. Now, the last time, or the last way that you can use drama is by getting a few people from the audience to have a drama right in front of you. You pull this person over here and this person over here, and you say, okay, I want you to be this and this, and then you get them going at it, and then you stand off to the side of them, and you make comments about what's going on. Dramas work best when there's conflict, so make sure you have conflict. Conflict that people are wrestling with. Just don't tell a story. Argue about it. Get involved with it. Get angry, frustrated, hurt, passionate, depressed. The key to great drama is involvement. The deeper the involvement, the more the audience is moved. Well, let's go on. Number 4, increase the need through delivery. Through delivery. This method takes the least amount of effort and is the most effective in short spurts. Now, delivery involves the use of your voice, the use of your eyes, the use of your hands, and the use of your body. Sometimes use anger or sarcasm or depression. It has to do with delivering those feelings that move an audience. Now, the key to a great delivery is intensity. Vary your intensity to move your audience. I mean, if you're really angry, then just don't say, you know, I was angry. Become angry. I was so ticked at you. That's my hand. Now, can you do that? Sure. Can you raise your voice? Sure. Soft and passionate. Sweetheart, I don't know if I could make it without you. I mean, I would be lost in my life if you weren't here. Or pent up and absolutely frustrated the way things go around this place. What did I just do? I moved my hands and I yelled a little bit. Remember, all you're trying to do is to move an audience through how you deliver your message. That's it. With your voice, your eyes, your hands. All right, number 5. Number 5 is raise the need through music. Raise the need through music. Who among us hasn't been moved by music? That's why we have choirs and soloists and orchestras. I mean, every time I hear Dr. Billy Graham speak, and they just start to sing, Just As I Am, I find myself getting up off the couch and wanting to come forward. I mean, I want to come forward to the TV. Why? Because that song moves me. It probably moves you. So use music to move your class. Play Sandy Patty's famous song, We Shall Behold Him, and your whole class will be moved in worship. You can use music to move yourself. That's why so many of us play praise music in the morning and in the evening. When I'm trying to become creative, you know what I play? I play Chariots of Fire. And when I'm trying to get really after it, I play Rocky. You know, da-da-da-da. Why? It motivates the daylights out of me. Now, I'm not suggesting that you play Rocky to your class, but why don't you at least play the Hallelujah Chorus? Well, if factual presentation is information, if storytelling is identification, if drama is involvement, and delivery is intensity, then music is inspiration. All right, number 6. Number 6 is exhibit the need with a diagram. A diagram becomes another entity in the teaching process. You can say things to a diagram and about a diagram that you could never say to an audience, and they'll let you. For instance, if you have this little diagram right here of the husband and the wife, that's the wife, and the child right here. You could have this whole discussion with this diagram about the anger of the father saying things to the wife. If I tell you one more time, what's happening? I'm using a diagram to move. I can say things from her to him that I could never say to you. I could say, you know what she said? She said, you jerk. I mean, you come home drunk half the time. What am I doing? I'm talking to these lines right here. A diagram is effective. It's a drawing. It's a sketch that'll help your audience identify and be moved. Now, the last one, number 7, is to symbolize the need with a picture. Symbolize the need with a picture. If you've ever seen an ad in a magazine to give money to starving children, do they have a picture? Sure. Why do they have a picture? Because they know that we need to have a picture of those starving children in order for us to want, listen to me, to want to feel like we should donate to that organization. That's why a great mission presentation by a missionary oftentimes has pictures that we see of people in far-off lands that we recognize they need the gospel, and that inspires us internally. And we want to sell our house and to give up our job and to go. Why? Because we saw something. The key to good pictures is that they illustrate the feeling that you want your audience to have. I don't know if you've ever thought about this, but I think the book of Revelation presents magnificent pictures in words. They paint pictures with words. I remember every time I read the story of Jesus Christ on the white horse bursting through the clouds, coming magnificently. Every time I read that, I am moved as I picture Jesus Christ bursting through the clouds with King of Kings and Lord of Lords, and I'm moved. Why? I see the picture. Well, those are the key maximizers that you can use anytime you want to build the need in your audience. You need to study them, all 7 of them. You need to learn them. You need to master them. Why? Friends, because your audience needs for you to bait the hook. The more effective that you are on putting the right lure in the water for the audience, the more the fish are going to chase after your hook. Remember, friends, fish don't chase bare hooks. Fish chase hooks that look good to them. Therefore, you need to put the right bait on the right hook to get your audience to feel the need to learn what you're going to teach them. Use them, the 7 maximizers of need. Well, there you have it. The 7 ways you can help your audience feel the need anytime you want. I don't know about you, but this law just flew by, didn't it? Seems like just a few moments ago we were talking about the woman at the well. But you know what? We didn't finish the story. Where do you see what that woman really did? She practiced the law of need so effectively that she moved an entire city. You remember in John chapter 4, it says that the woman then left her water pot and went her way into the city and said to the men, "Come see a man who told me all things that I ever did. Could this be the Christ?" Do you see the 2 things that she did? First, she got their attention with, "Come see a man who told me all things that I ever did." Now, you have to see between the lines here. Do you remember what she was in the city? Yeah, and she's the one who talked to the men, and she got their attention. She said, "Come see a man who told me all things that I ever did." I mean, she got that city's attention. Well, you can only hold it for a second. Then you got to move to the second step. You got to seize some curiosity. And she did that, you remember, after you got their attention, she captured their curiosity. She did it by asking, "Could this be the Christ?" Because of the way that she built the need, do you remember how the story ends? Then they went out of the city and came to him. Now don't miss that. Jesus built her need, and then she met Jesus. She in turn went and built the need for the whole city, and then they met Jesus. My friends, see how important it is to build a need? If Jesus did it, and then the woman did it. If the need is built, whole cities come looking for Jesus. All this begins with a committed heart, a burden to meet the needs of your class. Will you share that burden? That's your heartfelt desire, isn't it? So make your commitment concrete. On the notebook page, right beneath the words, "I commit to build the need," why don't you write your initials? Go ahead. And right next to it, today's date. Make your commitment solid. For many of you,